What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Cal here from Buffalo SportsCenter. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a preview on the Hall of Fame game. Now, you know what that means. Football is back, and it's been forever. This offseason has taken forever, but football is back this week. Now, this year in the Hall of Fame game, the Houston Texans will be taking on the Chicago Bears Thursday night at 8 o'clock. The game will be televised on ESPN and ABC. Now, if there's anyone absolutely crazy enough to bet on this game, to put bets on this game, to wager on this game, the Chicago Bears are currently a 2-point favorite. So they're giving the Bears -2. Again, I'm not really going to comment on that. During the week previews, I'll mention a little bit about betting, but in the preseason, it's really hard to place bets. I mean, I don't know anyone crazy enough to do that. You don't know who's playing. You don't know who's playing for how long. I mean, again, this game could be a 14, 21-point game by the fourth quarter, and then the leader can pull all their third strings and put in fourth stringers, and all of a sudden they lose the game. Preseason's crazy, so I would never bet on it. But if you're going to bet on it, as it sits right now, the Bears are 2-point favorites. Now, this game signifies, the introduction to the Hall of Fame for many players. So the Hall of Fame inductees that will be walking onto the field tonight will be Patrick Willis, Dwight Freeney, Devin Hester, Andre Johnson, Julius Peppers, Randy Grandichar, and Steve McMichael. So those are some big names. Of course, the Texans having Andre Johnson in there, the Bears having Devin Hester, and of course some other players in there as well. Usually they do pick the two teams with the most players going into the Hall of Fame. The game is in Canton, Ohio, at the site of the Hall of Fame, and this is a yearly event, so obviously it'll be fun to watch the opening ceremonies and a little bit of the beginning of the game. Unfortunately, though, for those hoping to see a quarterback, number one overall pick, Caleb Williams, he will not be playing for the Chicago Bears. Now, as a Bills fan, that's great for me because I'll get to see his debut against the Bills next week in the first week of preseason. But as a football fan, it is kind of disappointing that we are going to have Tyson Bagent at quarterback for the Bears. Nothing against Tyson Bagent, but we would all much rather watch a little bit of Caleb Williams for a couple drives for this game at least. But it is what it is. Again, we're well aware this game is going to be pretty dull by the second half. A lot of the times it's, players out there who are fighting for spots in the CFL, the UFL at this point. They probably know they're not going to make an NFL camp. But again, these players can shine. They could, show some other coaches around the league what they got, and they could get picked up when they get cut sometime in the preseason. So it is still fun to watch these roster battles take fold on the field. And again, it's football. We haven't had football in so long. I just cannot wait to watch an actual football game instead of NCAA 25 on my screen. Again, the game will become flat after the first quarter, so don't overreact to this game. I see so much hype for this Hall of Fame game every single year, and then you go on X after the game or during the game, and the live commentary from it is just, oh, this is so boring. I can't believe I got excited for this game, guys. It's preseason football. Come into it with low expectations and you'll be happy because football is going to be back. And once that gets going, then we get preseason college football, and then the NFL regular season will be here before we know it. So again, the Hall of Fame game, it's a one-game thing, and then next week every team will be back, which is just incredible, fun to watch. I mean, so many good rookies this year. Again, Caleb Williams being that number one overall pick, unfortunately, not going to be able to see him in this game. And it's also been very tough to find information about this game, who's starting, who's not. Again, it's kind of just a last-minute thing where, in these preseason games, maybe they'll name the starting quarterback, and then you kind of really don't know who else is playing until right before the game. But again, I wouldn't expect to see anyone of star caliber in this game at all. So keep your expectations low, and we're going to be watching some football this week. So thank you guys for watching this a little bit different kind of video here. And until then, I will see you guys next week with the Bills Week 1 preview. Have a good one, guys.